Welcome to the Maximize Business Value podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Mastery Partners, where our mission is to equip business owners to maximize business value so they can transition their business on their terms. Our mission was born from the lessons we've learned from over 100 business transactions, which fuels our desire to share our experiences and wisdom so you can succeed. Now here's your host, CEO Mastery Partners, Tom Bronson.
Hi, and welcome back to Maximize Business Value podcast. I'm your host, Tom Bronson. In today's episode, we're diving into yet another chapter from my book, The Maximize Business Value Playbook, but this time with a little twist. We're switching up our format to bring you high-quality audio directly from the Audible recordings for the remaining chapters. Yes, you can find this book right on Audible. Whether you're tuning in on your morning jog, during your commute, or as you wind down your day, I'm here to help you unlock ways to maximize your business's value. So let's get started and delve into today's chapter. Number 65. Become an avid reader. By the way, this is the last chapter in the book, and it's a money chapter. It is often said that people who achieve the most in life focus on self-improvement. Perhaps that's why they are also often voracious readers. My good friend Jim Roddy, author of The Walk-On Method to Career and Business Success and Hire Like You Just Beat Cancer, recently dropped some amazing wisdom on me. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that reading business books is like getting an MBA for $15. And he's absolutely right. I don't have an MBA, but I know most of the principles they teach in B school because I read a lot. In a typical year, I'll read 40 or 50 books. Some years more, some less. I have 5 floor-to-ceiling bookshelves in my office, and they are crammed with books. I have stacks of books on my desk because these are the ones that haven't yet made it to the front line. I call it the stack of shame, thanks to my good friend Mike Rose, author of ROE Powers ROI and the foreword to my first book. But people can't believe I can find the time to read so many books. A secret weapon. The invention that changed my life years ago, books on tape. Ta-da! Early in my career, I covered a 2-state territory and spent a great deal of time staring through a windshield. I love music of all types, from classical to pop and everything in between. Yet, when you drive 40 or 50,000 miles a year, you eventually want to start using that time productively, which is why I started listening to books on tape. Thankfully, I don't have to lug around that case of cassette tapes any longer with the invention of Audible. My process is simple. Whenever someone recommends a book, I download it on Audible. And if I'm really into it by the second chapter, I also purchase the paper copy. Because I like to take notes while I read, in the margins, on scraps of paper I save between the pages, on sticky notes. I think I personally kept 3M, the inventor of sticky notes, in business for the last 20 years. Eleanor Roosevelt famously said to learn from the mistakes of others because you can't possibly live long enough to make them all yourself. Most of the things I talk about in this book were either learned the hard way by making those mistakes by trial and error or from reading books. So here's my final MBV actions. Number 1, make a commitment to read 1 business book a month. Number 2, get an Audible subscription to make it easier. And number 3, take advantage of our online blogs at masterypartners.com/blog. Well, thanks for joining me for another episode of the Maximize Business Value podcast. I hope today's chapter sparks some new ideas on how you can continue to drive value in your business. Remember, it's not just about listening and learning, it's about taking action. So visit our website for lots more free resources. Grab your Maximize Business Value Playbook and all of my other releases on Amazon and now on Audible via the links below. And don't hesitate to reach out if you want to discuss how you can apply these concepts in your business. I'm anxious to talk to you. Until next time, I'm Tom Bronson, reminding you to relentlessly execute every day and do it while you maximize business value.
Thank you for tuning into the Maximize Business Value podcast with Tom Bronson. This podcast is brought to you by Mastery Partners, where our mission is to equip business owners to maximize business value so they can transition on their terms. Learn more on how to build long-term sustainable business value and get free value-building tools by visiting our website, www.masterypartners.com. That's master with a Y, masterypartners.com. Check it out.
That was perfect. I wouldn't make any changes on that.